So to let you know if you have anyone in the back seats that you may have forgotten, which I sure hope you don't, but just in case you do, Kia has you covered. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ljs Garage. I am sitting in a very comfortable 2023 Kia Sportage. This one specifically is the X-Line trim. So today we're going to figure out what Kia means when they say this was created to chase new adventure. So we're going to go for a walk around tour of the outside, hop on the inside, talk about some features, and then I'll let you know how this thing drives. So with the trims, the base model is the LX, then after that you have the EX, and then you have the X-Line. So it's right in the middle of trims. It has just a little bit of luxury and just a little bit of niceness to make it feel like you're not getting something at $30,000. And Kia and Hyundai have done a great job of giving you so much bang for your buck that I enjoy filming them. And if you haven't noticed on the channel, I do a lot of Kia, Hyundais, Jeep, all of that, but specifically I do love my Kias and Hyundais. If you're in the Springfield, Ohio area, be sure to stop in at Jeff Wyler Jeep and ask for Jordy. Let him know you're looking for a Kia, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chrysler, one of those type of things, and he will be sure to hook you up. So let's start with the specs. Under the hood is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It makes 187 horsepower and 178 foot-pounds of torque. As far as transmission goes, you're going to have an 8-speed automatic. You get front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. For gas mileage, you can expect to get anywhere around 23 city and about 26 to 28 miles per gallon on the highway. And cool thing about this is it will tow 1,600 pounds. It's not much, but it's enough to pull a small trailer or some woodworking tools, a couple plants, whatever you've got at home. Not only does this have all-wheel drive, but you do get a center locking differential, so if you do want to do something a little bit more adventurous than just drive to the mall in a snowstorm, then this is capable of getting you out of ditches and inclement situations or inconvenient situations. So it does have a little bit of street clout when it comes to, capability there. And that's really all that you've got to know as far as the specs and some numbers. So let's hop on the outside. We'll talk about a couple key things, and then we'll get back on the inside. I'll show you some of the bells and whistles, and so on and so forth. Let's go. So you'll notice up front, this has been redesigned. So the Sportage looks cool. This got the blacked out grille, the new Kia logo, cool headlights, these fancy daytime running lights. Let me see if I can show you guys what these look like. Oh. No. You're going to get really cool wheels. These are 19-inch wheels, but you can also get 18s on this. Blacked out side mirrors, roof rails, and then that's it. Other than that, the rest of it speaks for itself. So there's really nothing to dive into. If you like the looks, then you like the looks. If you don't like the looks, well, I'm sorry. And then this is what your key looks like. You got your little Kia logo. It looks like a little mini detonator, but it does have remote start and then your lock and unlock. But otherwise, keyless entry, of course, but the rest of this speaks for itself, so we'll hop on the trunk and take a look at what space we got. So here we are on the back side. You'll notice that you got these cool tail lights. It's got this little, what looks like a light bar, but it's not actually a light bar. You got your Kia badge again, Sportage, and X-Line. I like what they've done back here. It's got kind of a big, large, sporty diffuser, but it's not really that crazy when you really look at it. So we'll go ahead and pop the trunk. You can see that there's room for days in here. You can fit a lot of things. The seats do fold flat. If you do need to fold the seats, all you do is you pull this little release and they fold right down. So if you look over there, now you've got even more space than you had before. And under here, you're gonna have a spare tire. So take that out if you really want, and you've got even more space underneath. And really, there's not much to talk about other than that. Let me slide these floor mats out of the way and give you guys a look at what it looks like under there. Alright, so here I am in the back seat. I've got plenty of space. This seat is set for someone a little bit shorter, but let's say 5'9", 5'8", sitting comfortably here with no problem. And now I've got all this room to spare. Headroom, plenty. What's weird is that Kia has given you this little grip area right here. I don't know what this is exactly for, but if you look, you'll notice that it has that some little rubber grip here, so maybe it's for getting in and out. Gives you more of a feeling that Kia put some thought into everything back here, and I like it. As I'm walking by, I noticed just how sharp these wheels look. So, I just want to take another moment to appreciate them. They look cool. And this is what everything looks like from the driver's perspective. So, good bit of space, very nice layout, easy to use, and functional. So let's talk about up front. We've got digital gauges. So something that you really don't see too often at $32,000, but Kia does allow you to have that. It doesn't tell you a whole lot of information, but just a couple key things that you need to know. Driver info, navigation, all of that. All right, and then over on this side, this screen has a little bit more to offer, but let's go to the home. And it's all pretty familiar if you've been in any modern Kias or Hyundais. A couple things to point out, you do different profiles. So right now this is on guest, but if you click on that, you do have the option to add more profiles, so you can kind of leave your settings the way that you like. If you want, there's quiet mode, which only plays music through the front speakers. So if you have kids back there that are sleepies, you can make sure you don't wake them up. If you click on climate, which there's a couple things to talk about on climate, but here you can see you can adjust everything all from the screen. But if you don't like that, just come down here. And Kia has done a good job with these little touch buttons, so they're pretty responsive but different. You don't really see a lot of manufacturers doing this kind of touch bar, but it does a pretty good job of, you know, making sure you have what you need just at the tip of your buttons, tip of your tongue, tip of your fingers. And then you can go ahead and adjust this, so you can see that slider is moving right there. You are going to get heated seats, bam bam. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the ventilated seats, but that's okay because you do get a wireless charging pad along with all these different USB ports right here and a little standard 12-volt outlet, bam bam. So we'll get back to the screen here. A couple more things to talk about. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you got the Kia Connect system, which lets you have your little app and you can do all sorts of different things from that. Remote start, lock the doors, all of that good stuff. And here's where you can find all your driver assistance settings. So let's talk about some of the safety features. You got a driver attention warning, forward safety collision avoidance, lane safety, blind spot monitoring, and parking safety. So all of those are standard. And then here you can go to the cluster and you can adjust different things. So let's say we want to change the theme, cluster theme, and you set it to drive modes. So like over here, you can see the different themes. There's nothing too crazy, just different colors. Then in here you'll see you've got rear occupant alert, so to let you know if you have anyone in the back seats that you may have forgotten, which I sure hope you don't, but just in case you do, Kia has you covered. You got your wireless charging system, you can turn that on and off from here, and then your auto rear wiper blade, so that's pretty nice. A lot of cars have automatic wipers, but not for the rear, so that's good that this does have that. Those are really the key things to point out in here. I can show you guys what the map looks like for the navigation if you want to see that, so pretty crisp. And then I'll show you guys the backup camera right now. Boom, boom. Just like all of the ones that you find in the Kias and the Hyundais. And a weird top-down one for freaky stuff. But yeah. Then you're going to have your shifter. The cool thing with this Sportage X-Line is it's going to give you the different drive modes. And this is where you would use your center locking differential. You have your automatic brake hold, your stop start, and then this is where you can click to see your parking cameras if you just needed a quick access to those without having to shift into reverse. Cup holders right there, and then they have this little extendo thing to make sure that you get extra space to lock in your cups or whatnot. Wish that they would automatically retract, but such is life. It's pretty cool. Then in the center console, you're gonna have storage space. What did you guys think was gonna be in there? Something else that you'll notice is you see the shape of these vents. They look just like the headlights. So I like that. Pretty cool little shark tooth looking things. And then up here, this is where you would just have your vanity mirror. What's up, what's up? Bam, bam. In the center, nothing crazy since you don't have a sunroof, but you can hit the Kia Connect button, do all sorts of stuff. And yeah, that's it. And that's all I have for you on this one. For $32,000 as this one sits, I think this is great. And yes, you could save a couple $100 by getting rid of the floor mats and a couple little add-ons for accessories, but $30,000 out the door. This is a great, well-equipped budget SUV. And on top of that, the X-Line gives you just enough head-turning goodies to where people won't realize that you spent only $30,000. Because to me, I'm surprised this is $30,000. And I'm sure people are like, well, you know, it is a Kia or a Hyundai. But you know what? 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, and this thing is smooth. This transmission shifts great. It is plenty peppy. I have no complaints about driving experience. I would take this on road trips for days, forever, all the time. So if you get your hands on one of these, I say, you know, you probably love it because this is a great ride. And yeah, that's all I got. Nothing but good things to say about the Sportage. If you are on the market for one, keep it on the radar because bang for your buck. I don't know, Toyota. This gives the RAV4 some pretty close competition. But that's all I got. See you guys on the next one.